Hi, welcome to the Amber Shows. I'm glad that you tuned in today, and I'm hoping that you'll enjoy all the news and entertainment that I bring your way on this Tuesday morning. Okay, first off, let's talk about Seal. Remember Seal? He was well, he still is. He's a singer. He's a great singer, actually, and everybody used to think that he had scars on his face. That's what he was known for, and they thought those were like warrior scars. But it turned out he has lupus, but they do seem attractive since he is from African descent. Well, anyway, let me tell you what he has in common now with Mariah Carey. Okay, first off, Seal was married to and has children with the famous model Heidi Klum, and they are now divorced. Now he is dating billionairess Erica Parker. Okay, you want to know who Erica Parker is? All right. Erica Parker is the ex-wife of James Parker, who is now dating, very much in love, and rumors are having they may be getting married to Mariah Carey. So she also used to be an Australian model. So we see now that Seal likes models, and models like him, and billionaires like him too, because Heidi Klum had quite a bit of money when she got with him as well. She wasn't a billionaire, but she's definitely a millionaire. And so Seal is dating Erica Parker, who is the ex-wife of James Parker, who is dating Mariah Carey. A lot of money in between all those people, and I hope things go well. Okay, now, a man was shot. He was shot up at a party because no one would wish his girlfriend a happy birthday. They wouldn't sing happy birthday. Is that absolutely ridiculous? I mean, this guy has got to be crazy. And I don't understand why they didn't want to sing happy birthday. Anyway, what was the problem? But anyway, he actually shot up people. That's just some oddities that happen in the news. This is a real tragedy, though. In New York City, 3 young boys, their father died in the World Trade Center. He was a cook at Windows of the World. And then, all of a sudden, they had a court-appointed attorney, the 3 brothers, so that they can get some money. Like everybody else. They could be compensated for the death of their father in such a tragic way. And these 3 young boys grew up in New York City housing. And do you know, they never got any money. They were supposed to get $1 million and never got any money. And they have been living without support of their, of a father, and without money all this time. They could surely use the money. And now they've hired another lawyer who's looked into it, and the money was actually just misappropriated and just put away, and probably to be forgotten and to be used later on. You know how they do in estates when people die and nobody claims it. Well, they were smart enough to find another lawyer, talk to the lawyers, and they were just recently awarded the $1 million. The 3 brothers are grown now, and they were young boys, of course, when their father died, because it's been since 9/11. And so they have now gotten the money. They got $300,000 apiece. One got just a little bit more than the other. I think the oldest boy got a little bit more than the other. But it just goes to show you, when you don't have any money and you're young and there's nobody to fight for you in the system, people will try and rip you off. Another thing, I heard Joe Biden says he may run for president. Now, if he runs, I'm in. I'm totally in. I'll work for him and everything, because I helped put the president in that seat for his 2nd term as deputy field organizer for him. And Joe Biden, I would be in. He's a great man. I did a lot of research on him, and he's always been a notable, honorable man. He has a great career. He lost his first wife and daughter on Christmas Eve in a car accident. One of his sons, Bo, was critically injured, and he is the one who just died. He ended up living all this time and just died a couple months ago, unfortunately. Joe Biden, you have my vote, and I would definitely vote for you. Him and Hillary don't have any real problems against one another, except him and the Clintons, rather, because the problem they did have was that Joe Biden did not believe that we should have went into Iraq like we did for that war, and the Clintons, of course, did agree with that. So that's really their only differences that I know about so far. Donald Trump is still leading in the Republican race, and I hope he continues because he's so stupid, and definitely the Democrats will win. He's like he's like the Sarah Palin this year, so which is great. Pat Garland, not Pat Houston, and her husband's name is Gary Garland, not Houston. Devils. Okay, Bobbi KRISTINA's death photos have been leaked and sold. They're not in the media yet. I haven't seen anything. I'm definitely watching for it. But right now, they have not been sold. I mean, they have not been put in the papers, but they have been sold. So we don't know how much money they were sold for, but they were sold. A lot of rumors going around that Jada Pinkett and Will Smith are in the midst of a divorce, but Will came out today and said it's simply not true. Jada is his queen, and he usually doesn't talk about these type of rumors or even, you know, give in to them, but he wanted to talk about it because there were so many people giving him condolences about the breakup of him and his wife. Okay, let me see what else I have in store for you. Oh, I really want to talk about the Platt family. The Platt family was a family in 1955. Ebony magazine did a story on them where, and that's really funny that Ebony did the story, because they were supposedly a white family, and they lived in a white neighborhood in Lake Florida, and people started whispering that they looked black, that all of them looked black. Look them up, the Platt family. If you look at the pictures, they do look somewhat black to me. But you know, because we can recognize black people. White people can't always recognize black people unless they have certain, you know, features. And these family members did. They looked so much like they were black and they insisted they were white that they were kicked out of their neighborhood in Lake Florida. They actually could not have any of the amenities, could no longer go to the good schools. They kicked them out the schools. They couldn't go to the white movie theaters. They couldn't swim in the white pools. And a deputy sheriff said that they looked so black that it was messing with his whiteness, that he could not take it. He was disturbed. His whiteness was disturbed. So the Platts were just ostracized by all the white folks in Lake Florida. 2 deputy sheriffs, actually, while they were asleep in the middle of the night, broke into the Platts' home, kicked the doors in, and lined them up as though they were prisoners and inmates. And one by one, they looked at each one and dissected them to see if they looked completely black. One deputy was saying he has a negroid nose. This one has negroid lips. One said his skin is a dusty color. About one of the boys. Dusty. Okay, Dusty. That was my grandfather's name, by the way. Dusty Fletcher. He was a very big comedian. He was called Dusty, the white boy. But when you look at those pictures, you will see that they did look like they had black in them. So the white folks might have had something going on. But the thing is, it's just so ironic. That was the 20th century. It's crazy. How are you going to go around, you know, just going to ostracize people because you think that they're black, or they have a negroid feature, or one of them has a big nose and another one has dusty skin? I mean, the ignorance of racist people is almost funny. It's almost actually funny. because it's so ignorant. It makes it funny. All right, you guys, it's been bad weather all over the world. Very bad storms and bad rain over in the south. It's terrible. Lots of flooding. People, actually a circus tent was blown away. A little girl and her grandfather were killed. There's just all types of storms and things going on around the country. The president did speak the other day about how he's going to help with climate control and how we all can help to try and get our climate back to how it should be by preserving the earth. Another thing, I know Cecil the Lion is making big news, but remember, Black Lives Matter. Also in New Mexico, two people were, two police officers shot up one homeless man. They went to make him move where he was. He was gathering up his belongings, and then all of a sudden, the police just shot him up. They shot this man up. Between all the officers that were there, they had 700 pieces of bullets and artillery, the responding officers that came, for one little homeless man. But the two officers who shot him up, one who had only been on the police force for 2 weeks. They killed him, of course. He didn't die right away. He had to have his arm amputated, and then he died from the complications from that. But the video showed that the guy was actually getting his clothes together and everything. So those two cops have been indicted for murder. They said that this year alone, 40 people have been shot by New Mexico police. You see how everything is coming to light now? I mean, we don't even know about these things had it not been for social media. You know, thank God for social media, because they've been doing this, killing us all across the country all along, and nobody knew about it. I know right now, though, on another note, in Baltimore, we're killing ourselves. Black people are killing each other, which I've talked about before, which is absolutely crazy. We've got to try and get into these communities and help these youth and help these youngsters and educate them, give them some history about what's going on, because they are truly, truly lost. Baltimore has actually called for help from the other agencies, FBI agencies, and to come in to try and help them with all the killings that are going on in that city. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming to the Amber Shows. Oh, and if you ever wondered why they call New York the Big Apple, because a stable hand, an African-American stable hand, used to always say when he was going to dream about going to New York, he called it the Big Apple. And then it stuck from there. All right? My brother-in-law Will called and asked me how did that name come about, the Big Apple. So the Big Apple is known in New York, and who would have known that it was a black man who started it? Okay, you guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming to the Amber Shows, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.